Hello and welcome again, it's Rooflemonger, and we have another top 10 move list here for Tekken 7, today detailing Asuka. Now, so Asuka has almost 100 moves, so these are kind of cut the fat, these are the moves you need to know. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Now, first up, it's very basic, what we need to go over is just her standing jab. So, starts in 10 frames, making it their fastest punish, and that's kind of really it from there. So she has a lot of follow-ups. Just a note, she has no natural combos after just stand 1. So anything else you can do is just not going to work in terms of a punish situation. But anyways, after stand 1, she has a bit of a mix-up game. She can do a lot of different things. She has a lot of follow-ups. She has a low, she has a mid, and off the mid, that's her own stance thing. It has its own follow-ups, and so on and so forth. So think of it as very low punish, but potential route to even more damage in the future. So our next move up is her sidestep 2. So she's one of the few characters to have a sidestep attack, as you hear. It's really kind of as advertised. You can do a sidestep, get the evasiveness of it, while still getting the attack. And also, it does splat against walls. Let's see here. So you can use it for any little wall combos you can think of on top of that. Alright, now next up to mention is her Rage Drive. Now everyone's Rage Drives and Raves they're all pretty alright, but her Rage Drive in particular is a bit better than most. So if you do it raw, it's an incredible launcher, as you can see here, and you can do pretty much anything you can think of off that. And if it's blocked raw, it's a plus 9 frames on advantage, and that's huge advantage on block. But one of the real main uses here is it can up your mid-screen combo damage to an insane amount anywhere on the screen. So as a quick example here. So what that is there is it guarantees the forward 1 follow-up. As you can see, they're on their back, kind of wincing in pain. And that's over 80 damage. That's mid-screen. That's no corner. That's no nothing. That's really big. So you can do it raw, but I would say please keep in mind you can convert any combo into the Rage Drive for massive damage. Now, next up is Wall Rising 1 and 2 together. So, the move here, as shown, she spins quite a distance here. As you see here, it goes very far. And in and of itself, it's nothing special, but as we see here, we're going to set up the counter hit. And on counter hit, you see it crumbles. So after a counter hit, you can think of like whatever, launch, punisher, or whatever. You just get a very large counter hit combo if it hits counter hit. And it's only barely negative on block, and if it hits great. If it doesn't hit, counter hit. And like I said, the range is fantastic. And another thing to note is you can also hold down after inputting it, and it cancels it. And you can go into like gimmicks, like say into her crouching throw or something like that, or whatever have you. But it's just fantastic to have. Now next up is her down back 3, which is this. Not too sexy of a move, it's just a standard low. It has some good range on it, as you see here. And it's just one of her main uses, just a hey, watch your toes kind of deal. Just if they're never going to crouch block, this is a quick reminder of hey, if you're not going to crouch block, I'm going to have free damage on you. Now forward 4 is quite a fun move. So it's a full circle move here, so there's no sidestepping against it. On hit, it's just a basic knockdown, and it is her plus on block regular move. So it's plus 3, so it's not a lot, but plus on block being so rare, it's still a great deal. So it is a high, so they are able to duck it. But it's just really a good little poke, especially against people that start sidestepping a lot against you. That shuts that down really quick, and the worst that can happen is they duck it, which isn't great, but it's something you can just toss out every now and then and feel fairly safe in it. Now B3 is her back cartwheel. If you saw the information, it says minus 19 on block, which is accurate, but since it creates so much distance while moving backwards, and it does push back a bit on block, it actually is somewhat difficult for some people to punish it reliably. So it does have some can follow-ups, like so cartwheel, then 4-3. See here, that's a natural combo, and you can delay the 4-3 bit, so you can do the cartwheel. And if you see it connect, then input 4-3 and go into whatever combo or whatever you have. It's just a good thing, and so against certain characters, you can throw it out with kind of throw this out with mostly impunity, considering the spacing it creates. And it is a mid, so unless you're sidestepping this, it's really difficult to avoid. Now forward to this guy's the party starter. So it launches on hit and launches very high. And it's a fantastic whiff punish tool if you're just like going in and out and backdashing all that, trying to catch people's whiffing. This is once you see the button whiff, you go for it and you get your launch. See here, it launches so high you can even get jumping attacks if you want to, let alone your regular combos. So keep in mind it's the ultimate whiff punish tool for this character, and you're going to rely on heavily in those situations. So down 3 and 4 together. It's this little hop kick here. It does low crush, it'll go over low attacks, and you see here the second hit is not a natural combo. Although if the first kick were to whiff, it will launch. See there? So it does need to be counter hit the low to get a natural combo out of this, but it's a great move just to toss out. You can just kind of go for it. It does low crush, it's safe on block, and it's not that negative on block, so like I said, just kind of go for it. It's great. You can just toss it out there with very minimum of risk and very possible high reward, because then you get like whatever juggle starter of your choice, like into whatever you want. And lastly, I would like to mention her full crouch down 4-2. So full crouch means you have to already be crouching. It's not hitting down in the button. You have to already be crouching. And she kind of just slaps her hand out. So low. Starts up fairly quick. What really gets it going is the counter hit. And to mention, this is also a high crush just by the nature of the crouch. On counter hit, you see here, it causes stagger backwards. So you have a can follow up, it's not a juggle. That's while rising, 1-4, down 4-3. And that's very respectable damage on top of that. So it's a great tool just to keep pressure. Once again, it's the high crush. And she has a plethora of crouching and wall rising moves to get people with. So it's just part of the big crouch offense, but for me personally, it's one of my favorites just because it's very low risk all in all. It's only -11, which is as little of negative as like a low move can really be. So it's just great just to kind of toss out there, and if it connects, you know, good reward. And there you have it. So all these moves, it's based off a combination of personal opinion and the opinions of people who are much better than me at this game. So you may disagree with some of the things I put in here, but overall, these moves are definitely moves you should still keep in mind. And that said, just really quick, I didn't list them as the top 10, but please don't forget your down forward 2 and your up forward 4, because those are just normal launchers, no gimmicks, no counter hit, no nothing like that. They're very bread and butter, and they're not too flashy, but you will still need them every now and then. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Go out there and play some Tekken and have fun.